Man.
Don't forget to see my hanger.
Oh. God calling y'all and y'all thinking somebody else calling you. How many of us in here have did that?
Yep.
Literally and said, you called me?
Yes.
I didn't call you.
I did. Yes.
Like, wait a minute. You sure you didn't call? I swear. Listen, you sure you didn't call me? Now go back. Go back. Lay on down. And try it again. Guess we got some. Listen, I don't want to listen. I done done it before. I done done it so many times that I know it's him. I'm going to be for real. Can I be 100? I know it's you. But it's just something that, no, you ain't called me for that. You know, I'm going to go back and lay down. Nope, you called somebody else for that. See, can I be real?
Yeah.
I'm going to be real about this situation.
Come on, teacher.
Because I'm telling you, listen, I don't want to answer all them calls.
Talk to us. Yes, Lord.
Chrissy, no. We like, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
She just said that we would listen. We too busy, so now the phone saying, bit. You like, wait a minute. You know, when we was younger, we didn't have call wait, right? So if you had an important phone call, you had to call the operator to break through.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So how many of us sitting up there and God said, you know what, I gotta call the operator to break through.
Yeah.
Because it's very important and it's detrimental that you get this call.
That's right. Come on. Oh, that's some attention. Come on.
Girl, that was good. That was good. That was good. Give her a hand, you guys. Amazing. So you guys, hello. So today, let me tell you, like I said, all week long, I've been, studying this and studying that. And, oh, you want me to do that? You want me to piggyback off unity and all of that? Oh, you want me to hit love again? Oh. And then throughout the week, I've been having to talk with people about the auras. So you guys, the auras one. Anybody that remember when I spoke on the auras a couple of years ago?
Yes.
So they're back. Why are they back? Because they need to be back. They need to be spoken of. They need to help. You see what I'm saying? It's another training ground for freedom, to help you stay free, to remain free, to fight for your freedom, and not just lay down and just say forget it. So again, the 8 R's to freedom came from, let me tell you where it came from. 3 years ago, you know, anybody that know me know I have a huge book collection. And I love buying books. So I go on Amazon and I see this book and it says 8 R's to Freedom, Pathway to Wholeness to Freedom, right? And it's by Henry W. Wright. Mm-hmm. And this little book, y'all, they wanted $60-some for. And I was like, no, I ain't doing that. But, you know, down it gives the description of the book. So with the description of the book, it gave every aura, right? So what I did was I sat up there and I wrote down each aura and I did research for myself. Is that okay?
Yes.
So with that, that's how you guys got it. About 3 years ago. It was 2020. 3 years ago, that's how, you know, you guys got it. And then someone online that was watching actually blessed me with the money to buy the book. Now, don't get me wrong, the book wasn't what I thought it would be, so I thank God that I did do research for myself. It didn't go the way that I thought it would, but actually it gave me time to study and to go through everything, right? So y'all, can I teach today?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so again, the 8 hours to freedom, you guys. So number 1 is to recognize. You must recognize what it is. So we always talk about recognizing, right? So when we recognize it, we actually are getting to a place where we're seeing it for what it is, right? So to recognize means to identify as something or someone previously seen. To identify from knowledge of appearance, right? To acknowledge as a person entitled to speak at the specific time. To recognize. So basically recognizing is being acknowledged, to acknowledge a thing, right? To identify a thing.
That's good.
To know. So once you recognize it, you then know. So now you know what it is, because now I see it and I identify it, right? I now put it in my perspective. I now observed it. I noticed it. You see what I'm saying? Because we can't, the things that we walk around with, if we don't recognize what it is, how can we deal with it? Right? So to be familiar with it. So it says that to spot it. So in order to recognize it, we have to spot it, right? We have to recognize it. We have to identify it and everything. So you guys, today we're going to do a lot of word. How about that? With these. And again, to recognize. So you must recognize what it is. So say I'm dealing with an issue. And I know what this is, I don't really know what it is, but once I recognize what it is, I can now identify it.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So the first aura is to recognize. So now I'm seeing what it is, right? Philippians 3, 10 and 11 says, I want to know Christ and experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead. I want to suffer with him, sharing in his death, so that one way or another I would experience the resurrection from the death, from the dead. So I want to know him. You see what I'm saying? Know means to recognize. You see what I'm saying? So I want to recognize who he is. You see what I'm saying? Wholeheartedly. I just, like the song said, I want to know you, not just want to be, you see what I'm saying? I want to be around you. I want to love you. I want to feel you. Not just you love me. I want to love you.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And how can we love someone if we don't recognize? Okay. So we got the first one, right, you guys?
Yes.
The second one is responsibility. A lot of people don't like that word. Responsibility. We must take responsibility for what we recognize.
Right.
So once you recognize it, you now must take responsibility of what it is that you now recognize. So if I recognize that I have a spirit of anger, I recognize it, and I just said, oh, well, it's just there. And I don't deal with it. What is it going to do?
That's right.
It's going to remain and it's going to grow.
That's right.
Because you didn't do nothing about it. So now it's just sitting there and it's festering and it's lingering on. Oh, I know it's there. I ain't going to do nothing about it. So at the wrong time, it's going to arise. It's going to peek its head. It's going to manifest. So once it manifests, then what? You're going to say, oh, I knew it was there, but what? So once you recognize that it's there, you now have to be held responsibility about, you have to take on the responsibility of what was recognized.
That's right.
So responsibility, the state or fact or having a duty to deal with something or having control over someone. That's responsibility. I'm going to give you an example. A true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve goals.
Wow.
Because the leader is the head, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be responsible for the ones that's under us. Right?
Wow.
But in the same sense, you guys have to be responsible
That's right.
for your actions
That's right. Yes.
and what you're being taught and what you learn
Yes.
and what you study
Yes.
and how you move with what you study. The state or the fact of being accountable or to blame for something. Example, a group has claimed responsibility for a string of murders. So they held themselves accountable for it. They took accountability for it. Which is blame, fault, liability. Right? Similar words for responsibility also is management, control, power, influence.
Wow.
The next one is the ability or the opportunity or ability to act independently and make decisions without authorization.
Okay.
How many of us can actually make a decision, the right decision,